Where's my teammate?
How are you alive?
What's up guys, GrimXV here and welcome back to another VRising video. In today's video we're going to be covering the Wraithblades, and I've actually got two different builds this time, one for PvE and one for PvP. Let's dive in. For the PvE build, we're going to be running Veil of Illusion, Power Surge, Mistrance, and Heartstrike. You can get the Power Surge early in Act 1 by taking out Errol, Mistrance and Heartstrike in Act 2 from Christina and Tristan, and you'll pick up the Veil of Illusion in Act 3 from Cyril. What you use to progress to this point doesn't really matter too much because honestly Power Surge is OP, but for armor, you'll go with the Blood Hunter set in the early game, followed by the Standard and then Dracula Dread sets in the mid to late game. For amulets, we're running red all the way up to the Crimson Commander, and for weapons, after we get Daggers from Bane in Act 2, we'll be following the standard progression up until purple, where you'll want to aim for a static dagger with these stats, and naturally, you'll transfer that to a Wraithblades once you find them. Jumping into passives, you can run this setup for the Elemental Awakenings, and you'll want to eventually transition to this once you've unlocked the Vampire Awakenings. For Blood, you'll want 100% Rogue first, and then later you'll pair that with a T3 from Warrior to get some extra damage and CDR for your Q. For coatings, you'll run Illusion until you get decent Phantasm rolls on your Veil and Mistrance jewels, and then replace that with Static, and lastly we'll use the Crow for our Elixir, which will round out our stats to this for the in-game bosses. For how the build plays, it's not too complicated. You'll lay down autos, throw your Q at tanky mobs, and then try to line up your E for big damage. You'll maintain Phantasms with your Veil and Mistrance, which also boosts the power of your Q, so try to save any weapon recast you get for it instead of your E. For the PvP build, we're running Veil of Illusion, Ball Lightning, Frost Barrier, and Ice Block. We've already covered where to get the Veil, but you can pick up Ball Lightning from Sir Irwin, Frost Barrier from Elena, and Ice Block from Frostmaw, who are all in Act 2. You can progress through PvE with this build as well, but it feels a little awkward to play, so I'd honestly just run our PvE setup until the end game. For passives, you'll run these, and for your Blood, you'll take Rogue with Tier 1 Brute for some more survivability. Now, as you saw, I did test this pretty thoroughly as just a standalone weapon, and it can work, but it'll take some practice. For fights, your goal is to lay down autos, punish defenses with Q and Ball Lightning, and then use the freeze and knockback from your Frost Barrier to space. You want to primarily save Ice Block to counter all-ins or for when you don't have any cooldowns, but it also does some decent damage, so don't be afraid to use it to finish someone low either. You can also cancel fake your auto attack animation to bait your opponent's defenses, and it's pretty strong, so definitely take advantage of this. And that's it for the video, guys. I had a lot of info to cover in this one, so I decided to do things a little differently than our previous guides, but let me know which version you like in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. This is GrimXV, signing off.